Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vijay and we are learning Python with our Python Mastery series. So in the previous video, we studied about local versus global variable, their declaration, their scope, and lots of things that how we can make our functions more flexible through the use of the global variable, and understanding the scope of local variables gives us a power that where we can utilize local and where we can utilize the global variables. Okay, so now in this video we are going to study about the modules, why modules are important, and how we are going to use them in our daily, I would say, development cycle and everything, all of that. So starting with the question, why modules are important. Let's say if we talk about our code cafe theme program that we are running, so we are now observing that slowly and gradually we are now able to build our billing module, our menu management that we are doing. Along with that, we are also trying to have some customer data that we are trying to maintain, or customer related functions we are trying to build. So all of these things are now kind of making the program a little bit longer. Today, although we are in the foundation and we are doing programming for the learning purpose, still the code is growing slowly and gradually. Think about the production, when actual customers we are serving with the actual software that we will be building. So that will make the code like 5,000 line, 10,000 line, 20,000 line. In that way the code will keep on growing as the functionalities keeps on adding. Let's say today, the payment functionality, if we talk about, so first, in the past few years ago, the functionality was only limited to cash and credit card. Then the UPI added, so UPI related functions will be there. In that way the code keeps on growing with the time. And if we have to maintain it, we have to reuse it, we need some kind of organized way through which we can do all of these things. And module creation is one of that concept through which we can make the code more readable, more I would say flexible, through which we can maintain it easily. Let's say we have a billing separate file and we just import that file in our main function or main file. So what, whenever we need to use anything related to billing, we will be calling functions of that file only. And in case if that file is written properly, so that will also be reusable if any other functionality we are trying to implement related to the billing. So in that way we are keeping the organized things. So that we are going to learn today. So let's quickly jump to the our blackboard modules. So I start with an example. Let's say our code cafe example is there, code cafe project, and we can have a billing module. So we separate it out in a billing.py file. Remember we talked about the py file, the Python file. For the testing or for learning purpose, we are using the Jupyter notebook ipynb, but the actual production will have the py file. The writing of the code is absolutely same, no change in the syntax, nothing. Just that uh, the ipynb file allows you the flexibility to execute cell by cell whatever we are writing in particular cell. We can execute this in py file. The code is written together, so that's the only difference. Otherwise everything is absolutely same in terms of writing the code. Okay, now we have menu.py file. In similar way we can have customer.py. All this we can separate out the functions related to the menu. If let's say tomorrow a new menu item is added, the item price, the item variants, like let's say we add a dosa in our menu. So if we have a separate file, we know where to make the change, where to make the implementation for that one. So we can have the variants of masala dosa, paneer dosa, all of that, and their price and everything. That will be in the menu.py, not in the main file, our main file. The billing won't be touched, the customer won't be touched in that scenario. So if we have that much clarity and proper customer, proper, I would say, differentiation and modularization of our code. Okay, and this all will combine to, I would say, this all combines to our main.py. Okay, let me bring this a little bit center. Okay, so all of these modules are related to the different functionality, and then they will combine and they will be called in the main.py file, and that we will be seeing in our project today. Okay, how to call that, how to implement that, that all will be seeing from there. And believe me, every application in the production is using this, because large application cannot be handled without the modularization. Okay, so what we will be doing, we have a code cafe, and what we will do, allow me a second. Let me create a file, a billing.py file, a separate file we are creating, and let us define a function generate bill. So what we will be doing, we will be writing each billing related functions in this file only. Okay, and we will take the amount from the user, and then we will print the total bill. We are not going in the functionality of what the function will do. We will be more focusing on how, if a function is written in a separate file in the module file, how we can utilize that. Okay, so that we are focusing, total bill will be amount. Okay, and I will save this file. Then we will create another file that will be main.py file, and now in this main.py I will use the billing.py file and whatever the functions written in that billing.py file. So first thing, we need to import it. Importing is very simple. Use the import keyword, and then whatever you want to import, you can see it is giving me the auto suggestion billing. You can use that. Then we will name the file billing dot whatever the function we want to utilize, that is generate bill, and we will pass the bill amount. Let's say 500 we are passing. Okay, and once that is done, we will save it. Previously we used to write everything in our single file. Now we are making a modularization. Okay, now if I have to run, simple, in the terminal, and write python 3. For Windows it is Python, for Mac it is Python 3, then your file name main dot. Oops, I guess there is some issue with the path. Let me correct that. You need to be in that path. Okay, so it is code. Let me change. Yes, the path is not correct. Code cafe. Okay, now I am in the correct path. Here you can see the folder name is code cafe. Now I will try to run that. Python 3 main. Why it is not giving me the suggestion? Let me try once running that. No such directory found. Let me just check that. Is it saved? Oops, I guess there is some issue. Allow me a minute to check that. Okay, it is Python series. The path is correct. Why it is showing that? No such. Okay, let me clear that and ls. Okay, I guess it is not able to find the path itself. Let me create a new folder. Not here. Just a second. I guess there is some issue with the Python itself. Yeah, now it is loading. I'm just closing it. Okay, and let me create another folder, code cafe project. Okay, and now I will move the files to this one. Okay, and I will delete this folder. Okay, ls. Okay, 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 and we will go to cd feature and then ls Python series. Okay, I guess I'm not now able to find it here. And what needs to be done? Python 3 main.py. Okay, now it is printing. So I tell you the issue. Previously, whatever the project was there, somehow the terminal was not able to find that. And what happens? We just created a new folder, moved our file to that folder, pointed the terminal to that folder, if you see code cafe project, and we tried to run the file. I am not editing this part because I want you learn from this kind of issues. These issues do come frequently whenever you are building something, so don't worry about that until and unless you know how to fix the issues. This will give you more confidence, so I'm keeping this part in the video itself. And if you see here, we have code cafe project, and to run it simple, we will always be running main.py file. So what we did, python 3, and then for Windows it will be Python, then main.py. And what main.py did, it imported the billing module, this file billing.py, and from that generate bill function was called, and 500 value was passed. So it printed the file, although the function is written here, but the user writing it main.py file does not know what the generate bill function is doing. They are simply utilizing that function, they are making use of it. So let's say I wrote it once, I can make use it any other projects also. Whenever I need, I just simply import the billing.py file, call the generate bill function, and I can utilize it. So I do not have to create it again and again. So this is the reusability factor comes whenever you make your code modular. It looks very clean. Here you just calling the function in the main file. All the background activities you are doing in a separate file. So that does not clutter the main file. Okay. And let's say another way, I am just editing this one only. The another way was, rather than, let me make it comments. Okay. Now, if I want to specifically import the generate bill function only, so what I can do, from billing, I can import only one function also. So that can be generate bill. Here you can see, and then I don't need to write billing dot in that way. So I can write now 500, and I will have the file saved. And then again, if I run, you can see, rather than, let me make it 600 so we can see the difference. Okay, so what I did, I clicked on save, I tried to run 600, you can see. So this is also a method through which we can call the functions. Okay, now talking about the alias. Let's say I am importing billing, and this is very popular with the libraries like pandas, numpy. Whenever you are studying that kind of standard libraries, there is the alias that is used more frequently. It does not impact functionality directly. If you call billing.generate or build.generate, it won't make difference in the functionality, but it's kind of a give you a like shorter name if you want to call any function. Like for numpy it's np, for pandas it's pd. Although you can define anything, it's kind of a nickname, so you can define it according to your convenience, but there are some standards that has been followed as a good coding practice. Okay, so let's say I'm this time keeping as 1000. Okay, and if I save and try to run that, it will give me total bill 1000. Okay, so this is how we can do this thing. Now let's say if we have multiple functions in the billing.py, if I go, we have a generate bill, then we have, let's say I make it define calcu calculate, then I take the price and quantity, then I will return the price into quantity. Okay, this is one function I wrote. Then I can also write a thank you function, and this won't take anything, it is just a greeting kind of function. Although this should not be in the billing.py, but since we are learning, so we are just keeping a billing.py file to show that how the multiple functions in the same file can be used. Visiting, visiting, just a spelling loop. Okay, visiting code cafe. Okay, now I will try to save this one, and then in the main what I do, I will comment this one, and I'm not removing because if you want to refer, it will be helpful for you. Import billing, and then what we can do, we can have a total, and we can call the billing dot calculate, and price will be, let's say, 100 rupees, and two quantity, and then we can call the billing dot thank you function. Okay, so in this way we have multiple functions called, and now if I try to run it, you can see thank you for the visit. Okay, one thing I guess I forgot, I need to print the total also. So total bill will be total. I guess I forgot to print that because I'm returning the output. I need to print that. So here you can see total bill 200 and thank you for the visit. So here you can see how clean the code is looking. Just simply call the function, perform the operations in the backend. Here you are simply seeing in the main file, calling this function, calling that function. In the operations and the backend, you don't need to worry about the operations. So let's now move on to our mini project. What we will do, we will clean all the things, and we will try to have a mini function where we will use one module for billing, one main program, and we will call the functions from the billing module, and we will generate the customer bills. Okay, that kind of mini project we will try to implement. So let me clean all the things. Okay, now in the billing module, what we will do, define calculate bill. The function although will be same whatever we did, price and quantity, and what we will do, we will simply return price into quantity, then we will also have a printing of the bill. Okay, we will make the customer, and we will have the total. Okay, and what we will do, we will print a mm, welcome to code cafe, and then we will print the customer name, mm, taking it from the customer variable, then we will print the total bill, we will take it from the total. Okay, and finally we will print a thank you message. We don't need a f string actually. We are not going to take any variable value. Thank you for the visit. Okay, so and here mistakenly, yeah. So this is our billing module. We wrote two functions. First, we are calculating, we are performing the calculation, and second, we are printing the bill with the help of customer and total bill details. And then in the main.py, what we will be doing, we will import our billing. Okay, then we will ask the customer name that we will take as a input, and what we can say, enter customer name. Okay, then we took the price and we will take the input for that to enter price. Okay, so we need to have the typecasting because this will be in the, rather than integer it should be a float. Okay, quantity can be integer, so we will make quantity integer and then enter quantity. Okay, we took all the details from the customer in a dynamic way, and we will calculate the total using the billing dot calculate bill function, providing the price and quantity. Okay, then what we will do, we will print the billing dot print the bill with the help of customer and then total. Okay, so here you can see how clean the program has now become. It seems like just we are having the kind of visibility what we are doing, and if anything is breaking we have very much easier debugging style, that we can go to calculate function if calculation is not going correct, if printing is not proper and calculation are proper, we need to debug the print bill function. So it gives us a very much clarity. Whenever the program grows, this kind of approach is must. Okay, so I have saved this and now let's clear, oops, clear the terminal. We will try to run main.py. Customer name Vijay, price let's say 100, quantity I will say 2. You can see welcome to the code cafe, customer Vijay, bill 200 rupees and thank you for the visit. So you can see how clean the code can run with the help of this modularization. So just to recap, the modularization is necessary whenever you are implementing different functionalities, keeping everything in a separate file, in a separate module, and then importing that module to your main.py file, and then utilizing that thing. Okay, so till now we have studied regarding this billing.py that was created by us, that was a custom file. Let's say we want to use some of the Python libraries or Python modules that are created by the developers Python community and very much useful. They are standardized like NumPy, Pandas, Math, all of that already been created by the Python developers. So how to use that? That we will be seeing in our upcoming video. Okay, and talking about this series, if you are liking this series, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or any suggestions, feel free to comment, and we will try to cover that in the upcoming videos. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy coding.